Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today's topic is going to be regarding Title 42 and what's been going on lately at the U.S. southern border and what's going to be happening over the next couple months and how people predict it might be going. Watch till the end because we have a clip regarding an actual newscaster who's covering the issue. And yeah, if you like the video or just like the sound of my voice, like, share, and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. Smaller YouTuber like me goes a long way. So, I've been hearing a lot about Title 42 lately, and I just wanted to cover some of it real quick because I feel like we could all do with a little bit of an understanding of this because I never actually took the time to fully understand what Title 42 was and how this all worked. Here we are on the Reuters website. There's an article regarding this. It actually says it's a 4-minute read. Let's test that, shall we? Explainer. Title 42. What is the U.S. border policy and what happens when it ends? By Ted Hessen. The United States is set to lift COVID-19 restrictions on Thursday night, known as Title 42, which has been in place for 3 years and allow border agents to quickly expel many migrants caught crossing the border back to Mexico. Seriously? Immigration processes will revert to a pre-existing system, known as Title 8, but with new, much more stringent rules for asylum seekers attached. What is Title 42? The Title 42 COVID restrictions were first implemented under Republican then-President Donald Trump in March 2020 at the beginning of the pandemic. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, said at the time that the order was needed to stem the spread of the coronavirus in crowded detention settings. Title 42 allowed border agents to rapidly turn back many migrants to Mexico without a chance to ask for asylum. Some public health experts, Democrats and advocates, criticized its health justification, saying it was part of Trump's goal of curbing legal and illegal immigration. President Joe Biden, a Democrat, took office in 2021, vowing to reverse Trump's restrictive approach, but kept the Title 42 in place and expanded it, as his administration grappled with record migrant arrests at the U.S.-Mexico border. Since its inception, migrants have been expelled more than 2.7 million times under Title 42. Although the total includes many repeat crossers and Mexico has generally only accepted certain nationalities. Those who were unable to be expelled to Mexico, around 2.8 million migrants in the same period, have been allowed into the United States under a process known as Title 8 to pursue their immigration claims in court, a process that can take months or years. When does Title 42 expire? The Biden administration intends to lift Title 42 on Thursday at 11:59 p.m. EDT, 0359 GMT Friday, when the U.S. COVID public health emergency ends. Simultaneously, a new Biden regulation finalized this week will go into effect, which could deny asylum to almost all illegal border crossers. What happens after Title 42 is lifted? After Title 42 ends, all migrants will be subject to standard immigration processing known as Title 8. Under Title 8, migrants who express fear of returning to their home countries can request asylum, but now, under the new rule, most will not qualify. The new asylum regulation bars anyone who has passed through another country without seeking refuge there first or who has failed to access legal pathways to enter the United States. Some migrants have scrambled to cross into the United States before the new asylum rule takes effect. Border agents apprehended more than 10,000 each day this week, passing a scenario outlined by the top U.S. border official last month, and border detention facilities are filling up fast. Of course they're filling up fast. 10,000 people a day over the last week since this article had been written? That is an insane amount of people. Of course these people are going to be overwhelmed. How do the new migration restrictions work? U.S. authorities aim to process migrants under the new asylum rule within days of their arrival and swiftly deport them if they fail an initial asylum screening. Nearly 500 U.S. Citizenships and Immigration Services, USCIS, personnel will temporarily be assigned to help with the interview. At the same time, the Pentagon will send 1,500 troops to support the Border Patrol on a temporary basis, but it is unclear if it will run smoothly, with asylum officers only recently receiving training on the new processes, and the administration may also struggle to hold migrants at the border and quickly deport them without additional funds from Congress. The rule is now expected to face legal challenges. A similar measure proposed by Trump was blocked in court. Yeah? I mean, 1,500 troops is nothing small. We saw what happened during the riots. No offense, I'm out here worried about these people more now, because to me, anytime the troops are called in, I'm like, I know we could probably trust them more than the cops on average, at least when it comes to bad behavior, but at that same time, I mean, yeah, I'm sure police forces are strapped, but it's like, why aren't you sending more? Well, no, actually, in hindsight, now I think about it, you wouldn't want to send cops. How are U.S. cities responding to the end of Title 42? U.S. border cities are grappling with the recent spike in migrant arrivals and bracing for the possibility of even more when Title 42 ends. Migrants confused by all the changes in the U.S. policy are amassing on both sides of the border. The Texas cities of Brownsville, El Paso, and Laredo have issued emergency declarations. El Paso is opening emergency shelters in 2 vacant schools because existing shelters have been at a capacity this week, according to local news reports. Texas Governor Greg Abbott expanded his ongoing campaign to use National Guard troops to secure the border, announcing a new tactical force that will be deployed to hotspots to intercept and repel migrants. Okay, that's very concerning language. I understand what he means. I understand the purpose of their job. It's a mission, and their job is literally to stop people that are undocumented and haven't gone through the process from illegally entering the country. I understand that. It just feels so robotic and callous when regarding human lives, oftentimes with children. It just comes off as I said, very cold. New York City Mayor Eric Adams, a Democrat who received thousands of migrants on buses from Texas, on Wednesday suspended some of New York City's rules that guarantee shelter for anyone in need of housing. Adams issued an executive order that cited the unprecedented humanitarian crisis caused by arriving asylum seekers. And that's the end of that article. And now what I'm going to go over to is a video that I saw that came from, I believe it's ABC 7. She does acknowledge a couple places specifically, but overall, this video acknowledges the inevitable effect of Title 42 and what people are predicting to come up.
Title 42 is set to expire this week, and cities across the border, along with the state and federal government, are bracing for an influx of migrants.
Tom, Title 42 is an order that allows the government to expel migrants during COVID-19, even those seeking political asylum. And on March 11th, this Thursday, that order is set to expire, and border towns like El Paso are bracing for the influx of people. The Department of Homeland Security there tells us that 24,000 Custom and Border Patrol agents are along our border ready for what is to come. We've learned that the influx has already started. One shelter tells us on Wednesday they had more than 700 people lined up waiting for any assistance. ABC has confirmed more than 4,000 active duty military and National Guard will be helping CBP agents to help secure the U.S.-Mexico border.
I don't believe that no matter how much we are prepared, I don't think we're going to be prepared enough. My biggest concern right now is shelter capacity.
A humanitarian crisis so many are bracing for, as again, hundreds of migrants are expected to cross into the United States.
I'm glad to hear that guy saying that they're going to be trying to focus on the shelter aspects of it and making sure these people have as many beds as possible. And he is worried about that not being available to all these people because there are going to be a lot of them. That's already been shown and proven. And the way that this has all been handled just seems so, it's like everything else that happened with the pandemic. It's just so hectic and panicked, and no one really knew what they were doing at first, and they were just making adjustments as needed. And now, since it's going to be ending, it seems like people are really genuinely concerned, at least with the most active border crossing areas. From my perspective, I have a very hard time judging them for that or being upset with them for trying to find a better means for themselves, because is that not what we all as humans are supposed to be doing or trying to do? Is that not the point of life, is to give in whatever hand you were dealt and then try to make it better for yourself, or at least not fuck it up? So I'd like to thank you all again for watching the video today. Remember, like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed it or found anything informative here, and I'll see you later. Have yourselves a good day.